Hi everyone, happy Wednesday. I was going to do this yesterday, but realized I had another book that was going to get here today, so I figured I'd hold off. Yeah, remember when I said last week that I was pretty much done buying books and how we all laughed and because of course, bought more books and I also bought some off Book Depository. I'd been hemming and hawing about for a while because Book Depository is closing, and I wasn't sure, like how easily accessible these books would be because they are uh, not English books. I guess there's different ones. Like I think there's a couple Korean books in there, and then maybe a couple German books, possibly. I can't remember, but anyway, so yeah, I told y'all I shouldn't have said it. I should never breathe life into those words because we all know exactly what happens when I do that. So I will have a few more books coming this month. I think I've got those. I think they're all coming from the Book Depository. There's one book coming from Amazon that I couldn't find on Book Depository, but I think everything else is coming through Book Depository. So I'll just share them as they trickle in. But I do have this group to share, which is one for Book Depository. So let's go ahead and get started. Just let me back up here. My husband is having fun with the pressure washer, I think, right now outside. So if you hear a noise, that's what that is. So this is Christine Karron's, I guess, like compilation book of some of her work. I'm sure there's brand new work in here as well, but I think there's some images from her other books. But it's called Wildflower Folk, and it is gorgeous. Y'all know how much I like using water and paint and things that, and even marker, but marker is more forgiving on Amazon paper. And even though her books tend to use the nicer Amazon paper, it's still thin paper and it doesn't do well with like water-based mediums and stuff. This book, I believe, is designed to handle that. I know, while it's not watercolor level paper, it is really nice paper that I think would handle watercolor even better than, say, like Amazon paper. So rather than, I don't have a lot of her books. I think I've got like a couple Coloring Heaven issues of hers. One of her fairy and fantasy books. I have a bunch of her PDFs, which are probably in here. So this cover is just really luscious, thick. It feels almost like watercolor paper, but it's got this beautiful picture on the front with the shiny lettering there. In this back, it's they're all single-sided, which is great as well. And there's 54 pictures in this book. And there's 4 exclusive images in this book and the rest of them are compilations from her other books. So there you go. I went ahead and picked this up from Book Depository. It was going to be available on Amazon, but I kind of wanted it sooner. And I thought I'd get it just a little bit sooner if I got it through there. And I did. So I do believe it is glue bound though. That is definitely, oof. Yep, definitely glue bound. So something to keep in mind if you're using water mediums. A little note from Christine Karron. I don't know if you guys want to read it. You can. Hopefully, if you want to pause. Alright. So then we get started. And I'm not a big fan of coloring people, but I do like Christine Caron's because she does a lot of fantasy pictures, and those are the ones I do like to color because I feel like I can do, and you can do any skin tone on anybody, any color skin tone, but I feel like I can do it more like on her pages. Isn't that cute? So yeah, it was the paper for me. It was the fact that it was single-sided images. Like I said, I thought rather than buying a bunch of her books on Amazon paper, um, why don't I get the compilation? This is such a cute picture. Why don't I get the compilation of a bunch of her images on really nice paper? And I'll still keep the couple I have. I don't mind the Coloring Heaven paper. I actually, yeah, I ordered a couple Coloring Heaven books too. By the way, not that I'm trying to bring anyone over to the dark side with me. And these are all individually titled too, which I always like. I they were being cut off there, so Coloring Heaven had a anniversary issue. I can't remember how many issues they've had. 100, 200? I think it's 100. For the issue, apparently it is 40 unique images from Kanoko Igusa. And you best believe I snapped that one up. That just went on sale Tuesday. And then I picked up one of their birds collection that they had from Coco Wyo. I don't like... I like the issues that they put out, but like in terms of issues that I really, really want, there might be one or two a year. So it's much easier and cheaper for me to just buy the single issues that I like. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever seen, I think I see her on Instagram all the time doing either Instagram or Facebook, where she takes and watercolors her images. It is phenomenal. Like, she she is so talented. I mean, not just in terms of drawing, but in just the ability to apply watercolor, and like the color she uses is just not in my brain as an artist to be like, oh yes, that is what you need for the skin tone, and then at the end it's like it all works and comes together, and it's just fabulous. That was why I was so excited to see this book because and I love she has like different ages in here. I think that's so cute. But I love, she's got tons of cats. Love it. Love it. Feels like really pretty smooth paper. It doesn't have like the sheen on it like the Amazon paper does. It just feels like really good, thick, smooth paper. Ivory. It's ivory colored paper too, by the way. Last harvest. Well, that sounds that sounds like some scary foreshadowing. Like, what are those birds gonna do to her? I thought for a brief moment her head was shaved right here, and I thought that, I mean, it looks cool like that, but I thought it would have looked cool the other way too. Could be. I mean, I've noticed I've been, um, well, for the most part, I've started really leaning more heavily into, I guess, the more expensive books lately. Well, like I said, in this case, this just made a lot of sense to me because I love her work. I'd like to use other things other than marker. And I just, rather than, buy all her books, and I probably will eventually, but I'd rather just get a really nice compilation of them. Oh gosh, yes, the Witcher series. That is something I've wanted to try. Hmm. Maybe. Well, I don't know. I haven't even tried the first book, so I don't know if I want to buy the set yet. And that's the thing. So I love to read. For those of you that don't know, oh, beautiful, love it. I love to read, and but my problem is my eyes don't like to read. My eyes, because of all the computer heavy work I do during the day, my eyes get strained so easily. And due to just continued, getting old, eyesight issues, I really struggle with regular print books right now. They have to be in like this type of light for me to really be able to easily read. And so I have made a jump to digital, and I hate it because you can find used books like paperback books on sale, and I love the feel of a book right in my hands. I do, but the two things that digital books just work for me is I can change the text size and I can backlight it and I can make it as bright as I need to. And so I can read. Usually I read at night when, even after my husband's gone to bed. So I can easily read in the dark. I can use the non-blue light features so it doesn't disturb my sleep. It's just um, something I just can't replicate with paperback books. Love the steampunk butterflies there. And two, well, I guess this is a benefit more for the companies than it is me. It's a whole lot easier to have a bookshelf full of digital books, a whole lot easier to store them than uh, a shelf of physical books. So I very easily can get pulled into reading, into buying books. I'm a very big Kindle user. I use Kindle Unlimited. I read a lot of things that are available for free on there, like lit RPG books. Been reading a lot of historical fiction books too. I get in moods like that. That's a pretty picture. And so when I subscribe to that each month, like I use it. When I'm at my heaviest reading, I could easily go through 20, 30 books a month on that. So I don't read as heavily as I used to. I mostly just save it for at night. I love this picture. This was one of the main reasons I wanted this book, because I knew this picture was in there, and I don't know why, because I already have it on PDF, so. I know she does have male characters. I wish she would have more male characters. I wish that for a lot of artists. Like, I would love to see like Hannah Lynn's take on male characters in her books. I would like to see more men. Like, I like seeing the different ages in women, different body sizes, different body types, I should say. And I wish I could see more men in coloring as well. So, all right, let's see here. Let's go with this one. So this one was another bit of a splurge for me. Um, this is from Lenka Filonenko. I have some of her other books. I have them on digital, and I believe I bought one of her books when that's available on Amazon. So this was a new release, and I don't know if it's available on Amazon yet, but she was taking pre-orders for the a physical book like that she gets bound in it, and it was a little expensive, but I was like, hey, I'd be, again, for the time and effort it takes for me to get my printer to actually take the nice thick heavy paper. It would be nice to have just a one of her books that's on really nice paper, right? And this was the one, because this one, Hello Spring, is adorable. But that shipping, oh boy, I realized it was coming from the Czech Republic, and I was like, whoa. And I knew that, but didn't know that, right? And I was like, oh boy. So yeah, the shipping was brutal. This was like almost a Clara Markova type of shipping. But, excuse me, I took a drink. I decided why not. Like I said, I wanted to see what this would be like. And so I got this beautiful book, and it is on tall, like it's a tall book. It feels like it's just a little bit taller than like the standard size books you get on like Amazon. And it's got this really nice kind of matte finish cover with like the gold embossing. And these pictures, y'all, oh, they are so pretty. So she signs her books that she sends, which I thought was so cool. I got a little card, which of course I left in the other room, but she also sent a little picture that I could color as like a thank you. And I thought that was really cool. And I think she said she signed it in the description. So it's like my first book I've had signed from a coloring book artist, which I think's pretty cool. Yeah, it's not like a movie star or anything, but these people, they're celebrities to me, the coloring book artists. So this is cardstock. Like this is um nice, smooth, thick cardstock. Very, very nice. Again, I love using water mediums. And these pictures are so pretty. And they're so much larger than I think you would get. I don't know. I'd have to find it for comparison. Hang on. Because I know you guys just are like, God, just do the flip through, Michelle. But, like, I want to show you guys this because I also feel like that's important. Okay, here we go. So here's one of the ones from Amazon, Magical Season. Let's look at, okay. So the pictures, now this is, slightly different format. But the pictures are also very large in here, so. But, so for comparison purposes, like you get this thick cardstock in this book. In this book, you just get, feels like the standard. It's not the shiny stuff. Might be the slightly better paper. It doesn't feel as textured. So, nicer paper in here, but it's still Amazon printed. Here, if you like using water mediums, I would suggest either downloading it yourself or splurging for one of these books. Plus, this is ring bound too, so I don't have to worry, because they're not even double page spreads anyway. They wouldn't go into the crease, but I really like ring bound books. Like, I feel like they are just the fanciest ever. But aren't these pictures just adorable? And now I'm looking in, I looked in her other book too, and I'm just like, why the heck have I not been coloring in these? But that's the way it is with all my books. This was it, y'all. This is what sold me. This cat hanging out on this clothesline with this bra and socks, and realizing he made a very big mistake. I saw that picture and was just like, yep. Yep. But of course, there's plenty of other woodland creatures in here, which I love. Look at this fox. So cute. I love the fact that he is just loving life in that picture. I would like, I mean, I want to see how water does in here, but I also want to see how marker blends do on this paper. This and the Christine Karron book, because it's just such different paper. I feel like, you know, the Copics might actually be like, you give us good paper, bless you, woman. Instead of like the silent screaming they're doing as I drag them across the rough Amazon paper. Yes, I feel like my markers are silently screaming at me. They're so cute. Even the nope animals. Even the ones that would maul me and murder me if I tried to pick them up and steal them away. Now my guess is I don't know how her books work. I don't know if she, for a limited time, you know, maybe she offers some specific ones printing this way. I've never seen one of them offered this way before, but maybe that's because it's a pre-order. Maybe then eventually she will order it, or she will make it available in a digital format, and then, you know, some of her books are available on Amazon, but I don't know if all of them are. And who knows, I mean, where she's at, and she gives you a test page. Ah, just amazing. Amazing. I actually have like a number of her books because a number of them are digital. I had the Fairy Bliss and the Spirit Animal's Wisdom as well. But this was really sharp. I just decided to splurge a bit, and I'm so glad I did. This looks really sharp. Honestly, if I'm going to buy one of her books, this might be the way to go. Oh, gosh. All right. Next up, we have... Like I told y'all, I was expanding a bit with my artists this week. I picked up one that has been a recent favorite. One I hadn't gotten a book from in a while, and then some from artists that I have books, but I haven't colored much with them before. But I did pick up another Selina Fenech book. This is The Winged Magic. I was kind of hoping this one would be available in a grayscale, but it's been a while and I haven't seen it made available in grayscale, so I'm just going to go with the line art. But this is really nice matte cover. I really should like collect all her books. But I kept hemming and hawing on this one, but it was the cats with the wings, again, that sold me on this. A weird little shadow on that page. Huh. Hopefully it's not that way across the whole book. So of course we have dragons, and they all have a title down here, which is a little hard to see, but this says like trust. Now, are some of her books available for digital download? It was these pictures. It was the kitties with the wings that really drew me to this one. They all seem to have that weird little line on them. Huh. It's almost like not a... I'm trying to figure out if it's a line on the paper or if it's a shadow. I think it's almost like a shadow. I think it's fine. Look at his little vampire teeth. Dragon sitting. And the flying pigs. If you saw my mandala from Alexandra Franzisa's spring mandala, it was pigs, and it made me think of the When Pigs Fly thing, and so I made like the background blue behind them, and then I saw this and I laughed. Isn't it funny how you think of random things like that, and then suddenly you see something like within a day or two that totally reminds you of that thing? Even the dogs got wings, or the wolf, I guess you could say. I like her warriors, like her, where she, again, big fantasy fan, of course. Magic books with the kitties with the butterfly wings. I like this one with the flying foxes. I like that one too. And that one. Oh man. Totally. I mean, of course he's in golds and light browns, but like you almost want to put like Phoenix type wings on them. Though some like dark blues would look really sharp as well against that kind of orange and gold fur. And then you get a second set of pages. So yeah, I struggle with Selina Fenech. Like I really wish all her books had a grayscale option, but like I said, I've been looking at this one for a long time, and then was just like, there's a lot of pictures in here that I like, and I'm just gonna go ahead and pick it up. All right, one. Oh my gosh, who was it? Why do I never write this down? Never do. I was watching a channel last week, and somebody had colored and completed a bunch of pages in here. And I love Leriza May's stuff. I have a couple of her books, but it's been a while since I had bought one. And like, none of y'all told me about this. Like, it's got my two favorite things in it. Like, come on, y'all. Like, you're slacking. You're slacking. Of course, I am joking. But I had no idea she had put out a Fantasy Kitties book. And when I saw that one being colored in, that was just no hesitation. Because like I said, I love fantasy and I love cats, and this just has it all. And I really like Leriza May's work too. But look at this. It's like if you had an RPG and all your characters were cats. And this is from last year. Just had no idea. No idea. Look at that old man barbarian character there. Love it. These look so fun. The binding in this book feels a bit weird, but it's not affecting the pages. Man, what was... I tell y'all, like, I think I got a couple books last week. See, they're bound weird in here. I think once I flatten them, it's fine. So, like, every other page, it opens up all the way. And then 2 pages almost act like they're stuck together, so you have to like do that. It's very odd. Oh, that's because half the book's coming out of the binding. Well, good lord. Yeah, I think I got a bum binding there. But it's not affecting the pictures, and I'm pretty laid back when it comes to the Amazon books. As long as it's not affecting the pictures, I don't particularly care. I just may eventually have to, I love where he's got that little fish. May have to eventually like find a book or something to put these in. There's the little bard. They're just so cute. It's such a fun book. The Necromancer. One's got like the little swirlies for his eyes. Like, at least they're not X's. That only means he's knocked out, right? So yeah, very fun book. I think I just got a wonky binding on mine, but that's okay. I'm not too stressed about it. And finally, I keep buying the Circulism books. I just keep on, and they're just really, like, right now, I guess unless he comes out with another cat book. I couldn't resist this one, though. I saw it, and at first I was like, nah, I don't think I'll like that one. It's Chonk. And I do love the chonky animals. It's not healthy for them, but they are adorable. At least this is pictorial representation, right? So, anyway, I saw some pictures out of this, and particularly, I'm telling you, the cats were in all the books this week enticing me. And I saw the one of the chonky cat in here, and I couldn't resist. So Circulism, Color by Number by Ajay Quinnell. I did get the shiny paper again. I think this does best with marker coloring, plus the shiny paper means you don't use as much of the marker, doesn't soak it up as much. So I'm going to go through markers less in these. There's that bird from the front cover, that gigantic eye he has. That is just hilarious to me. I believe that is a little chonky corgi. I have no idea what that thing is. Big old penguin. And a turkey, which I think the goal is to have chunky turkeys. I like the different size bubbles in here too, just to give it some variety between like the background and the foreground in some of these. I think that's a bird of some sort. Now some of these, I can't even tell what it is. I think that some of these look like perhaps fish. Okay, now we're getting to the point where I don't know where any of these are. I know there's a cat in here somewhere. I don't know where he's at, but he's in here. Oh, there he is. I could just completely ignore the colors and just color him solid black, and he'd be Bagheera. The most picturesque Most representative picture I've ever had of him. I think that's like a manatee, maybe? A snake? Oh, the raccoon! Oh my gosh. I tell you, sometimes I wonder, could, if I ever had my fortune read, would I be told my demise is going to be from trying to cuddle a raccoon? Sometimes I wonder. I guess there are, well, if it's because of rabies, that's a pretty tough way to go. But, like, I guess if I'm just being smothered by a raccoon or something, like he takes his tiny paws and just smothers me in my sleep, then I guess there are worse things, worse ways to go in life. So, okay, okay. It's it's been a little bit of a tough week again. Just work. It's being still work. It's gotten a little bit better, but there's been a couple things happening and a couple things still up in the air. I'm still got potential decisions that could impact my life in the next like half month. We're still very nothing feels settled right now, and yeah, I decided to save my brief update for the very end this time, like I should normally. And we got a little bit of bad news on Scamper on Monday. I told y'all she had been, her back end's been real fragile. She's been wobbling a lot, and even though the gabapentin does, make her wobble more, I just felt like there was something else going on. I thought it had just been from where she had that stroke, but she did seem to be getting a little worse, and so I finally just made an appointment because she had also been having on and off litter box issues, and just wanted to make sure she didn't have some type of weird like bacterial infection or something going on with everything else, because she doesn't really, especially being on the steroids, she doesn't need to get sick right now. But they did an x-ray of her spine and found she does have bone density loss in her spine. It is likely due to the fact that the cancer in her stomach is kind of taking away from her bone density now. It can do that, like in the later stages and stuff. And she's probably had it for, a year at this point. So, I mean, I've been grateful that it's been pretty slow moving. We've had so much more time with her because of that, and I'm grateful for that. But like, eventually it's going to cause complications like any other type of cancer. And so that's why she's fragile on her back end. I can't keep her from jumping up on stuff, y'all. That cat lives to jump up onto her beds and on top of the freezer and on top of the washing machine, and just, she doesn't let it slow her down. I mean, well, she slows down a little, but it doesn't let her stop her from, she even gets in top of the closet still sometimes. And I worry I would probably cause more damage and potentially cause her to fall more if I try to keep her from jumping up there, and then she still continues to try to jump up there. So the best thing I could do is provide her small, like, raised areas so she doesn't have to jump such a huge height all at once. But she'll still do it. She jumped on top of the table on the porch today, and made it clean. She didn't fall or nothing. So I mean, she's doing better than I probably give her credit for. It's just she looks fragile to me. So I worried about her. There's a lot of stuff going on in the next few months, and just I want to make sure I take plenty of time to be with her, and I'm worried some things will happen where that choice will be taken out of my hands, and I'm not going to let it, because at the end of the day, there's some things I can't keep from doing. Like, I have to go on my work trip. I have to do things like that. But there are other things where I'm just gonna, my family is more important to me, and my health is more important to me than anything else in this world. And so I'm not going, I want to make sure when her time comes that I can honestly say I have given her, you know, all the attention that she deserves and then some. It's never enough, but like I'm really fortunate I have the extra time with her that I didn't have with Sidonia, and so I'm not going. I have regrets with Sidonia because I thought I had more time with her, and I'm not going to let that happen again with Scamper. So, um, but anyway, no, she seemed a little rough yesterday. Seemed extra wobbly. We can back down on her gabapentin a little, but the thing is, because of the cancer, she has pain, and because of arthritis, she has pain, and probably the bone density loss. So we don't want to cut back on it too much. So you got to find that middle between her being pain-free and her, you know, being able to walk comfortably. And she was a bit wobblier yesterday, so I cut it back just a quarter of a milliliter or something. Like, it was a small amount. She's been doing much better today. She had even gained weight. She was up to 8 pounds at the vet. And they were like, how is she gaining weight? And like, that makes no sense. But she's been eating real well. So anyway, so yeah, it's just been a hard week. It's been hard for me to find. I've been trying to work on a buddy color. Oh, I can show y'all a sneak peek of that if you're still here. Thank you for still being here. A lot of y'all might have clicked off by now. So I'm doing a buddy color with Poet Spice and Christina, I believe is her name, out of Mystical Cats in Secret Places. We're doing the pirate picture in here. And I decided to go with, this is what I've got so far. I decided to use the color palette of the gelatos last year that I used in the space picture in the Hannah Carlson's Grains of Gold, which is all like space type colors. And so I decided to use the same color palette here. And I got the gelato base in. I did come in with a Pitt pen to take some of the lines that to black out some of the lines that were on here, just to give it a little more dimension. And then trying to decide what pencils, either Prismacolor or Arteza, or a mix of the two, I think is what I'm going to do to finish this out. And then there's going to be some gel pen work and some paint. So the initial layer was pretty easy to put down. I'm just having a real hard time like getting back to it. I think once I get started on it, I'll be fine. It's just getting started on it on the next phase. But I did do the outline today. So, but yeah, just really been more color by number mentality, just because I've just been distracted a lot. So anyway, so yeah, the rest of the week, I don't know, to be quite honest. Friday might be a video. I don't know what it's going to be. And or maybe a live stream. Maybe Sunday I do a color and chat. Color and chat is probably a good time to do that. But yeah, I don't really know what I'm going to do. Like I said, I'm not. This would be a good time to probably do like a tutorial or something, but I just, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry, I got a little off kilter there at the end of the video, but yeah, I mean, the month, I'm not where I wanted to be at this time of the month, of course, with coloring, but it never ceases to amaze me how that happens. And it'll be the end of April before I know it. So, alright guys, y'all take care, and like I said, at some capacity, you'll get a video or a couple videos from me this weekend. I just don't know what they're going to be yet. So, thanks guys, and bye for now.